All right, got kind of a special episode for you guys right now. We're going to break down the end of the Raiders-Chiefs game and everything that happened there with the officiating. Obviously, a lot of controversy riding around this one. And I think it's important to take a deep dive now that a few hours have happened since the game to break down everything that went wrong and how this was, not just in my opinion, but factually an egregious officiating error against the Raiders in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, no dog in this fight. We're not fans of the Raiders or the Chiefs. We do content on this channel for both teams. We're just trying to break down the egregious, downright egregious and just terrible officiating mistake here. Before we get into it too much, I just want you guys to understand the context of what happens here. I played Division I AA college football, and every year at our level, at Division 1A and at the NFL, the officials come in and they break down the rules and rule changes and things like that, and they always harp on there are two reasons they call a foul, right? There are two reasons there are fouls in the rule books. Strategic advantage, like pass interference, right? You don't let a receiver catch the football. And number one, most importantly at all times, is player safety. And dead ball fouls are all about player safety. For example, if a player jumps off sides and he's off sides by about 6 inches and they snap the ball, the officials will let that go and give the offense a free play. But if he's 3-4 yards past the offensive line heading right to the quarterback, they'll kill the play, make it a dead ball foul because it's a player safety issue. They're worried the quarterback's going to get killed. False starts fall under that same prerogative, right? False starts, an offensive line flinches or starts early, it becomes a player safety issue. That player is now unprotected. Maybe that player can no longer do his job, can no longer block. So a pass rusher or defender gets a clear shot at the ball carrier or quarterback. Because of that, the play is dead immediately for player safety reasons primarily. That's what officials at every level say is their number one priority, especially the National Football League. All right, now let's go into what happened last Friday. Let's pull up this first screenshot here. This is right as the football is being snapped. Break down just the alignment here. At the top of the screen, you can see the referee under the 3. That is the down judge. He's got an area of responsibilities just like every official does. At the bottom of the screen, next to that 3, that is the line judge. They're both looking down the line of scrimmage, looking for illegal formations, everyone on the line of scrimmage holding, illegal hands to the face with receivers on DBs, that kind of penalties. You see the umpire on the left side there. His job is to look for holding on the interior offensive line, turnovers if they happen to dive into the football, see who's got it like we see every single Sunday. Every official's got their responsibilities. We see it all right there in that big picture. Let's go to screenshot 2 real quick, and you can see this is after the play has happened. Chaos is going on. You can see a flag right there in the middle of your screen. 2 flags have been thrown. At this point, the down judge and the line judge have both thrown their flags, but you'll notice the line judge closest to us at the bottom of your screen, he has remained stationary. The the down judge opposite at the top of the screen, he is sprinting in. He has vacated his area of responsibility. That means in his mind, the play is dead. I don't care what happens after that. The official vacating his area of responsibility means any other foul could have occurred under his purview there. Defensive holding, hands to the face, player going out of bounds illegally, something like that. And the official says, I don't care. I'm running in now because the play is over. It's dead. Whether it should be dead or not, at that point, the play is dead. The official has vacated his area of responsibility. He has thrown the flag. His hands are going up like this, even though you can't see it on the screen. The play is dead. Let's finally go into – go ahead, Miles, with your question.
One thing here, what I'm clarifying is that he is signaling the play is dead because that's his responsibility, and each one of these refs are all looking at completely different things. Like you said, line judge, down judge, umpire, they all have certain responsibilities. So this one ref is the one making the call because that is his portion of the game to look at, and he's vacating because he, in his portion that nobody else would be looking at, has deemed that the play is over. So he's made that decision, and I think through the next couple of clips as well, we're going to see that that's clear, that everyone agreed or understands his position, but he made that position because he is looking at specifically just that.
And you make that decision once again for player safety reasons. You blow the play dead because you're like, okay, an action occurred. Whether the ref was right or wrong, it doesn't matter. An action occurred that violates player safety protocols. we've got to stop the play. And that goes into our third screenshot, like you mentioned. If you want to go ahead and pull it up, this is a few seconds later. You can see it's a zoomed in picture. That down judge is now making the signal for false start that everyone's talking about social media. That's obviously important, but more important is the umpire. You see him sitting in the middle of the screen. He's kind of lollygagging, folks. The umpire in situations like this, one of his key responsibilities, and I'm not making this up, you can go look at NFL.com's rule book to double check me if you really want to, but in plays like this, when there's a fumble or maybe perceived fumble, the umpire's job is to dive into that and as quickly as possible determine who has possession to make sure a team doesn't wrestle it away underneath the pile. That umpire, you can see, he's lollygagging. Why? Does he just suddenly not want to be a good umpire? No, it's because he believes, based on what is being said by the down judge running toward him, that the play is dead, the play is over. So he's kind of jogging and trotting because he's just kind of like, all right, blowing the whistle, the play's over. Guys are just doing what they do sometimes after the whistle, the play's done, right?
And
This
one more
umpire,
thing, Nick, is
yep,
he's jogging in, he's trotting in, he's not dove into the pile
yes,
because he's assuming there's no fumble that would be
correct.
relevant. There's no opportunity for someone to have recovered a fumble. There's no dead, the ball is dead, the play is dead. You restart from the top. There's a player safety issue. There's no fumble to be, recorded. That is why he is not down in the pile trying to figure out what's going on here.
Yes, from an official's perspective, the play never happened, right? Never happened. Everything that this madness we see on the screen, it just didn't happen. What happened was a penalty, a 5-yard dead ball foul against the Raiders. At this point, all the way up to the end of the play, that is 100% what happened. For whatever reason, another official came in, the referee or whoever, overruled all that, which can't happen because this is, again, a player safety issue. Because the big point here, the big, huge ramifications of this is now every defender going forward, anytime he thinks there's a false start, you play to you keep playing. You don't play to the whistle. So, for example, next year when the Raiders play the Chiefs, if a Chiefs offensive lineman flinches, Max Crosby is now incentivized to go kill Patrick Mahomes to try and force a fumble because there's a chance it may just be an illegal shift. This is the ramifications of stuff like this, which is disastrous for the National Football League. Again, I don't care who wins between the Chiefs or Raiders. Really not. I don't have a dog in the fight. But the reality is this was an officiating debacle. It hurt the Raiders. It helped the Chiefs. But the long-term ramifications for this are serious. People need to understand this was an officiating travesty, and the NFL needs to address this.